gratitude for your commitment and facilitation of ripples during this time. It has become such a touchstone to my days, and I'm so deeply thankful for this space and seeing the Ripple family for a brief time daily. That's a highlight of my day too, to see the Ripple family, which grows. I received news last night that a dear patient is entering hospice tomorrow after a long dance with cancer. This latest relapse was discovered after she had a miscarriage earlier this year, so clearly this person is not elderly. I felt waves of grief upon learning this news and thinking about the unimaginable grief she and her family are navigating. After a brief time of feeling the depth of grief, I found myself immediately diving into the onslaught of heartbreaking news portrayed by mainstream media until I was numb. I was wondering if this could be touched upon during ripples, one for being able to metabolize and sit with the grief of the situation, as well as being able to metabolize the greater grief occurring collectively without becoming numb by the enormity of it. And the second being, in my experience, we do not have a container or a support system to hold and process grief in community. At least in my culture, it seems to be lacking. Compounding this is the isolation and social restrictions of this period of time we are living in. I would love to add a ripple for the families and beloveds of those crossing over to the other side. May they know they are not alone. With a heart of gratitude, Nicole. So I thought that was a beautiful email, and a ripple for the families and beloveds. Well, it's very important as someone is crossing over that they themselves not panic. And so now this is not part of my expertise, although I have been to Death and Dying lectures by Jeffrey many over the years. But really at the end of the weekend, you end up at the bottom line of the person who is dying must not have regrets. They must be in a state of calm, and they must not be panicking. Well, state of calm and panicking go together, of course. And so if we put a ripple out for the families of those who are passing and the beloveds of those who are crossing, as Nicole puts it, then the ripple needs to be one that helps the person who's actually leaving go in a state of calm. Therefore, am I talking around in circles? I'm sorry if I am, but so the ripple to the family must be one of calm and not panicking, and of course love. And also Nicole talks about not having a container for the grief. So if the grief is not allowed to go, so we're going back another step, if the grief is not allowed to flow freely, they can't be calm because it bottles up. So I think that an important point is bladder, what's 13 plus 29? 42. It must be 42. Bladder 42, which is the outer shoe point of the lungs. So the outer shoe point of the function of bladder 42, the outer shoe point of the lungs. So I never count them when I'm in practice. If I'm looking at the back, I'll go to T3 and then across to bladder 13 and then across another cern and a half gets you to the outer shoe point related to that organ. So that means that bladder 42, and you needle it pointed out. So if you're doing it on the right side, which it should be, the point would point laterally to the right extremity. And the function of that is to allow the grief to fully flow in order to create a natural calm, the natural calm that comes from the expression of the emotion. Once that happens, the person who's crossing is able to know that since the emotions are in flow in the family, they are able to be in flow also and to keep moving. And then the point for having no regrets, which, as Jeffrey says, if a patient has no regrets at the time of passing, they are, sorry, there's construction going on in my house again. It's not construction, it's just fixing stuff. It's always at the wrong time. But if the person is in a state of absence of regret at the point of passing, they cannot become a ghost. They cannot linger, so what we were talking about with Trish last week. They can't be in a lingering state. They can't be between embodied life and the ethers, struggling, not being able to fully let go. That state, the state of complete exit, comes from the absence of regret. So we need to treat regret. And the most powerful point, and we've done it before, for regret is Kidney 9, the guest house, which cultivates the knowledge that things come and things go, and they might leave like a slight perfume over the years, but ultimately nothing is permanent. Everything is impermanent. So the ripples for calm passing for both the patient or the person and the families, I'm suggesting today, would be BL-42 pointed out and Kidney 9, the guest house. So thanks so much for being here. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you. Okay, let's get to work.